And look, not everyone has your legal knowledge or acumen, but this is a simple basic question. Waqf by user means what? Waqf by user means that if there is a Eidgah, madrasa, anything, a Qabristan, etc., that has been in use for many, many years, is publicly recognized as, you know, an Eidgah or a madrasa or a Qabristan, then it is taken as Waqf property. It's called Waqf by user, right? That is what it means, simply put. Now my point is, and this is a point that the government makes as well, and this is a point that I will agree to as a citizen as well, Mr. Dave, ki if there is government land, somewhere in the back of beyond in India, and a madrasa or a community kitchen is running there for the last 20 years, how is it fair to हड़पो it or appropriate it under Waqf by user? है तो वो government land ना? आपने illegally उसको occupy किया है. You have, you know, set up a madrasa or a kitchen, community kitchen there. Then the government has every right to take it back.
Give me a single example, madam. Don't give this hypothetical example. Give me a single example where this has happened. This is a bogus argument. And let me tell you one more thing. Under the Limitation Act, if property has been taken over by somebody, private property, let's say my land, supposing you take over and for 20, 30 years I sleep over it, knowing full well that you are sitting on it, I lose my right. You know, this is all, these are childish arguments, if I may say so with utmost respect. Government must come out with factual position in a given situation. If somebody has taken away the land, of course, there is a provision in the Act that to retrieve it. But to say, because you see, these waqfs have been created for 500, 600, 700 years. And they've been used as such. You can't today be asking that, you know, I'll tell you a simple example. For example, there are many religious properties belonging to the Hindus in which farmans were issued by Emperor Akbar, Shah Jahan and Jahangir. And those properties are existing even today in Mathura and other places. So, you know, this was part, religion is a very beautiful concept. It's part of our lives. And these arguments are completely, I would say, nonsensical, with great respect to the government. That yes, if you have a given case, please come. But don't justify it on these hypotheticals. Please, this is not fair. And I'm really surprised that you are putting that question. I mean, you are a responsible journalist. You shouldn't be talking in hypothetical issues like this. Sorry, I don't agree with you.
Mr. Dave, it's my job to ask questions.
No, not
Mr. Dave, it's my job to ask questions that people are asking. Now, social media.
That's why I'm asking you.
I have one last question. I have one last question, Mr. Dave. And again, I agree that social media is not the most intelligent place that throws up most intelligent questions. But if there are questions, they need to be answered. Like we always say in journalism, there are no stupid questions, only stupid answers. Mr. Dave, my last question to you is this. And it is on the role of the Supreme Court. The fact is that the Supreme Court not very long ago, in fact this week itself, has told the governors, in fact the President of India as well, that if a state assembly passes a law, you are no one to be a roadblock. Your job is not that. Is the Supreme Court then doing exactly that? After all, it was exactly only 12 days ago that the President of India has signed on to the law. Now, if the Parliament of this country has spoken, and if the people of this country via the Parliament of this country have spoken, should the Supreme Court be interfering?
Fortunately, constitutional framers were much wiser than you and me are. And therefore, they provided an absolute, checks and balance. And they said that Parliament and legislature have powers. But if they exceed their powers, then here is the Supreme Court. And they created Article 32, which is a fundamental right. And that says that if fundamental rights of citizens are violated, Supreme Court has a bounden duty to interfere. And the amending act, prima facie, violates fundamental rights under Articles 25 and 26. Supreme Court is bound to interfere. Supreme Court has interfered time and again in these issues, and Supreme Court must go on doing it. Fortunately for us, we have today a Supreme Court which is alive to the situation on the ground. What had happened in last 10 years, sadly, the Supreme Court really went astray. And I am so happy that under the leadership of Chief Justice Khanna, the Supreme Court today is able to speak, freely and uphold the Constitution. So that's something which citizens must respect, citizens must appreciate, and citizens must pray that Supreme Court gets the same strength in years to come.
Okay, and just to answer your question, I will agree that I'm guilty to a quick Google check, Mr. Dave. You asked me, ऐसा कहाँ पे हुआ है where the Waqf has been sitting on government land and has not been able to reclaim it. It seems that it has happened in Uttar Pradesh. Some 24 hours ago, some 58 acres of Waqf land in a place called Kaushambi have been registered now as government property. They've been reclaimed from the Waqf and been registered as government property. Anyhow, we'll leave it there. The argument in the Supreme Court is going to...
Let me tell you one thing. What happens in UP is seriously questionable. I mean, it's the one state which is pushing Muslims to the wall. It's become a laboratory state. And I'm not proud of it. I'm an Indian. So are you. We are all proud of our country. But this kind of a treatment is really unacceptable.
Okay, Mr. Dave, we'll leave it there for the moment. Good to have you on the show. Thank you very much for your views.